Just think about it. Some persons are vegetarian, some people don't like salt, some people like this, and just being able to find food for everybody, it's just not possible for everybody to actually like the food. So I'm not even surprised that there's so many complaints and Hello and welcome to another in our series Technique Talk, where we talk about the things that nobody wants to talk about. And of course, we are on the topic of the Olympics, and the Olympics is very much in the air. We've been watching it for a couple of days now, and indeed engaged in various sports. And of course, you know, the Olympics is 32 sporting disciplines. And how many of them do you know? How many of them have you been watching? Many persons that tune into this channel are really track and field people, and you're focused on and waiting on the track and field component to begin in another couple of days. But how many of those sporting disciplines have you been paying attention to and just making yourself familiar with them and engaging and enjoying them during the Olympics? You think about judo and archery and gymnastics and swimming, so many, football, so many of them, 32 of them, and the Olympics is huge. And indeed, this Olympics is the biggest event that France has ever held. This is a huge operation for France, and some 1 billion people, or billions of people, will be watching this Olympics via television. 350,000 hours of television broadcast, millions of spectators, 10,500 athletes are accredited, 20,000 journalists are also accredited, 45,000 volunteers at these Olympics, and some 600,000 meals per day are served in the athletes' village. I mean, think of it. It's huge how many meals are being prepared, and to think of being able to serve meals to fit the taste of so many people, 10,500 athletes plus of team officials and volunteers and so on who are dining in this in the village. Just think about it. Some persons are vegetarian, some people don't like salt, some people like this, and just being able to find food for everybody, it's just not possible for everybody to actually like the food. So I'm not even surprised that there's so many complaints, and of course the French have added their own little flavor, whether you might say there's no flavor in the French food or whatever. But it's a spin of French in the menu, and of course, a lot of persons might not like it, and definitely Jamaicans who like their seasoning and their thing and everything might definitely not like the food or enjoy it for 3 whole weeks, maybe the first week. And of course, usually the meals would rotate on a weekly basis. So every Monday is the same thing for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Every Tuesday is the same thing. So once you go in the village for the first week, you've had the entire menu. So you just have to choose to have some food elsewhere. But the Olympic Village and the experience in the village is amazing. You meet people from all over. There are lots of activities within the village. There's a game room, there's a hospital, there's huge things for entertainment that would have been established for the athletes. And the village usually, if you think about it, 10,500 athletes plus team officials, they have to actually find that many rooms for all the people who are there. So, of course, usually Olympics are set up where buildings, they have to build new apartments and things like that for hosting the event. And usually how they do it for the legacy component of the hosting the Olympics, usually set them up so that they could be rented or purchased after. Or in some cases, they become dormitories for universities and colleges that are close by. So sometimes that's how it's done. So you have all these huge apartments, high-rising building going up to host the athletes, and then they're handed over and used for some other purpose, for residence or otherwise. So just think of all these buildings in this area, this complex. And of course, you wouldn't find a space as big for a dining room. So usually it's some parking lot that they set up some huge tent, temporary flooring and all that, to have the athletes come in and dine, because you wouldn't find that normally in a space like that. And lots of athletes, lots of food, and the back office related to the preparation of the food and that kind of thing. So the Olympics is huge, and of course, any host that takes on the Olympics will have a serious challenge in making sure that all the athletes are comfortable. And we hear some of the complaints out of the athletes village with the no AC in the rooms, an experiment that the French have tried with using the water cooling from the river to cool the buildings, and the story of the cardboard beds and all these various things that are happening in the village. Just French have tried to add a different spin and to make some of these things easily to be removed after the Olympics. But of course, it's not perfect. It's not working out for everyone. But we look forward to the Olympics and the rest of it. So it's huge. And of course, the athletes are there. The track and field athletes are settled in. They will be training now the days leading up to the start of the track and field. They'll be training, going to training every day, learning the bus routes, getting familiar with the training facility, which would more likely not be the competition site. So there are training facilities that are set up. There are hours that teams can train, and you grab the bus, you go there, and so on. So it's usually a good time for the athletes, the track and field athletes, to familiarize themselves with the place, get used to the food, settle in, get all the nerves away, and begin to have that Olympic experience. And so, of course, we expect that our athletes will now zone in as they prepare for the start of track and field come this Friday. So we thank you for tuning in to our Technique Talk. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, like our video, and share it with others. And join us again as we continue our coverage of the Olympics, Paris 2024. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.